right, BobbethTV is live, and you know what that means. Another edition of Mud Mule TV coming your way. We have the Roberts Electrical Dirt Street Stocks. Let's see if everyone wants to update very quickly. Give it a second, and our racing screen will pop up on the page. There it is. The Roberts Electrical Dirt Street Stocks here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. Part of the Knuckleheadz Iracing League's week of racing action. As you can see below the race screen there, qualifying time starting to come up. Boys out there on the track for qualifying. So let's get over to our qualifying screen. There we go. 92 of Wayne Bridges on our screen. We've got about 15, 17 drivers, a couple of new guys joining the Discord, so they should be jumping in very soon. Refresh and make sure we have the right paints on our screen. There's the 20 of Chad Futterball. Almost took out the mini stock race last night. Led 34 laps, but got taken on the last turn for the win. Passed for the last turn on the win. Passed for the win on the last turn. I'll spit it out eventually. That's the 53 Richard Jackson, the Dr. Pepper machine. Quick time looks to be Chad Futterball with a 13.92. We do have a 13.93, 13.95, and a 13.96. That's Cody B. McDonald, Chris Standridge, and Andy Williams from Land. Right there in the top 5 with a 13.98. The top 5 looks to be sub 14 seconds. Oh, that looks like qualifying is done. Everyone's got out there really quick and got them all done. We've got times ranging from 13.92 all the way down to something else that's already skipped over to the first heat. We're going to get this racing action underway. That grid up on our screen so we see who is in our first heat here tonight. As we can see there, front row, Chad Futterball and Andy Williams, Jonathan Foxworth, the V-Main Bandit, and Team Southern Sim Racing driver Michael Manise. On that second row, third row is going to be Mikey Mixter and Wayne Bridges. 6 cars are on the track. Let's get over to the race screen. Race cars left the track, 6 laps. Roberts Electrical Dirt Street Stocks action underway already. We are less than 5 minutes into the broadcast and Heat 1 underway. Stock standard race at the moment. Chad Futterball in first, Andy Williams second, Jonathan Foxworth and Michael Manise battling it out for third and fourth behind them. Wayne Bridges and Mikey Mixter as well. Just back to third and fourth here. I want to watch this battle play out. Lap 4 of 6 underway. The 29 and the 30 side by side. Looks like the 30 of Michael Manise might have that slight advantage. Chad Futterball has a great lead on Andrew Williams in second though. Those positions are not really up for grabs at this stage, but third, fourth and fifth, maybe third and fourth for sure, as Jonathan Foxworth gets a little bit of a sneaky nose ahead of him at the white flag. He puts it back in front of him, puts that 30 car back in third place though. Come into the third and fourth turns for the last time. Chad Futterball will get the checkered flag. Andy Williams second. Looks like Michael Manise is going to take out third. Wait for our official results on the screen. Here they come. There we go. Chad Futterball will win tonight's Heat 1 race. Andy Williams second. Michael Manise third. Jonathan Foxworth fourth. Wayne Bridges and Mikey Mixter fifth and sixth. Let's get over the grid for Heat 2. Going to be Cody B. McDonald and Tom Land. Jordan McAvoy and Ron Snyder. Looks like we've got a new driver there. Let's jump over and see if we can have a better look at Jordan's car. There's the 4-2-2 alongside the 15 of Ron Snyder. Behind them will be the 53 of Richard Jackson. Right, racing underway. Alright, we are in to 3 and 4 for that second time. Lap 3 underway. Our race leader, Cody B. McDonald. Motorwear International driver Tom Land back there in second. Ron Snyder, Jordan McAvoy, and Richard Jackson, third, fourth, and fifth. First half of this heat race done and dusted. Just 3 laps to come. Try and get a little bit wider. Catch a bit more of that action. That one is our best cam. Laps to come in heat 2 here. Robert's Electrical Street Stocks at the Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. Bapper at I-55, how I affectionately refer to it. White flag, a lap is out. Cody B. McDonald got quite the lead there over Tom Land. Tom Land's trying to hold off a charging Ron Snyder. Jordan McAvoy still in 4th. Richard Jackson 5th. Get the checkered flag for heat 2. Hey Griff, we're on the Twitch chat. He'll be lurking. That works. If that works, go to Twitch chat. So you should just do the lurk thing, Griff. It works. All right, heat 3. We better get to the grid for heat 3. They've already started rolling out, so we better work out who's actually in this particular round. Chris Standridge on the front row alongside John Bennett, Von Mead. Let's get the cameras on the cars at least. There we go. Chris Standridge, John Bennett front row, Von Mead and Douglas Norton on that second row. Matt Smith will be on that third and final row. Heat 3 getting ready to get underway. Sub message. Ah, I didn't. It didn't make the noisy noise. Thank you, Griff, for resubbing. His name is Bobbeth Paulson. Bitch tits Bob to his friends. Chris Standridge still a race leader. John Bennett, a little bit of a bleak there. Something we're used to with John, but nothing too crazy. Von Mead, Douglas Norton, and Matt Smith back there as well. It's okay. Lolly went off at me for not noticing her prime sub the other day as well. Coming up on 2 to go as they get to the start-finish line. Chris Andrews still our race leader with those 2 laps remaining. John Bennett right behind him though. Von Mead, Matt Smith, Douglas Norton. What? I don't get it. What? Sort you out. Sort you out. There we go, checking flag. Chris Andrews will take heat 3. John Bennett was not able to get behind him. Let's get over to those official results. Andrews from Outcast Racing at first. J&J Motorsports, John Bennett second. on Mead, Matt Smith. I don't know why that flashes around the way it does. It's so bloody annoying. Matt Smith, Douglas Norton, third, fourth, and fifth. All right, let's get over to this grid. Can't tell. All right, looks like actually let's have a look and see who won last week, because they will taking an EOL this week. Cody and Chad might be going to the back, at least Cody for sure, maybe just Cody. That's going to bring the 725 of Andy Williams up the outside pole. All right, we'll go through how they qualified, and then we'll go through their order really quickly. Chad Putterbowl qualified on the front row, Cody B. McDonald, Andy Williams, and Chris Standridge second row. Third row, John Bennett, and Motorwear International sponsor Tom Land. On that third row, fourth row is going to be Ron Snyder and Michael Manise, Von Mead and Jonathan Foxworth on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Jordan McAvoy and Matt Smith. Oh. Try that again. Why isn't it scrolling down? There we go. Wayne Bridges, Richard Jackson, Douglas Norton, Mikey and Mixter. Look, our race is underway. This is really not going the way I wanted it to, so let's just get this race underway. 35 a lap feature race here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. This is the Knuckleheadz Iracing League's Roberts Electrical Dirt Street Stocks round 4. We're underway, 16 cars racing for this battle. Chad Putterbowl, Christopher Standridge, Andy Williams, John Bennett, Michael Manise are the top 5. As our first caution comes out, looks like Jonathan Foxworth, Wayne Bridges might have been a part of that. Let's have a look. Foxworth 29 gets into the 15 of Ron Snyder and then comes down the nose of Wayne Bridges and a number of other cars as well. Douglas Norton, it looked like. First caution for the day. Bumper 20 feet wide tonight. I did see your comments, Chad, in the Discord. What Chad's referring to is he led our mini stock race for quite some time last night, only to be passed for the second place loss on the very last turn of the race. So he is doing everything to keep his car fat and wide here tonight. Putterbowl and Christopher Standridge first and a second. And the field as we get these laps going, up to lap 5 of 35. 31 laps to come in this feature race. The 36 of Von Mead. He always has some great feints. They're very basic, but they just look great. They're just cleverly done. They're not basic as in plain, they're basic as in design that way, so it looks great. There's Andy Williams at 725. Caution has come out there. Looks like Richard Jackson, one of our newer drivers, has come to a crash. Let's check it out. The 53 Dr. Pepper machine comes through the turn. Got a bit loose. Tried to correct it, but just overcorrected a little bit. I was about to say the 29, but I was going to say the Johnny 9. The 29 at Jonathan Foxworth just came into contact with him enough to get him into that wall. Bring out our second caution for the night. All right, looks like the boys getting everything lined up. I imagine that the pace car will leave at the track and one more lap will get this one going. Like entrance was, oh no, pace car has left the track. Misjudged where the entrance to the pits were for pace car, but off we go again. Had put a ball Chris Standridge, Andy Williams, John Bennett, Michael Manise, the 5. Bond Mead, Ron Snyder, Jordan McAvoy, Cody B. McDonald, Tom Landers, the 10. They've got Matt Smith, sorry, Mikey Mixter, Douglas Norton, Jonathan Fox with Wayne Bridges, and a lap down Richard Jackson as our final 6 cars, 16 car field here tonight. Lap 11 of 35. Chris Standridge is our new race leader. Chad Putterbowl, they are battling each other for the lead. So let's get up there and watch that happen because John Bennett, the heartbreaker, he's there. Michael Manise, he's able to get it done. He's in 4th. 5th is Andy Williams. Andy Williams, he's we've spoken to him before. He has a bit of a follow the leader type of game plan when he comes in. Likes to look and see who's doing the good stuff and try and mimic that, follow them, and it has really kept him in the top 5. A lot of these races, it's been a great sort of, if we're a comic book fan, we'd almost say Taskmaster, Marvel villain, who just mimics, he fights someone once and their moves, and it's like that. Andy just striking while the iron is still hot. Another caution has come out. Looks like Richard Jackson not having the best of times here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. The track just starting to slick up already. See right there as he comes into it, that slick, he's just going to drag that rear end all the way around if you're not careful. And that's what it did. In laps in. We're almost at the halfway mark, only about 7 minutes into this feature race. And it is anybody's game at the moment. Chad Putterball will be our race restarter. Standridge 2nd, John Bennett 3rd, Michael Manise and Andy Williams 4th and 5th. But it is not over yet by a long shot. Back off into racing here. Green flag conditions. Lap 16 underway. Chad Putterball and Chris Standridge are battling on the high and low lines there. Chad high, Chris low. John Bennett looking at a bit of a mixture of the two, trying to stay low in that slick. It looks like that high line, that momentum is really working out well for Chad. Let's see if he can keep that going. Chris does not want to give up just yet. Bob Show 22. Standridge can't praise this man enough. He is my writer, my agent, my producer for the Bob Show. We haven't been on the air for the last couple of weeks. That's due to the hurricanes in the States. So look for regular programming to resume very, very soon. Another caution has come out. This one looks like it was Mikey mixed at 77. There he is there. There's Douglas Norton in the 52, the 29, Jonathan Foxworth. A little bit of contact there, but that wasn't the caution. The 52 just came up the track a little bit, got into the 77 and sent him around. I believe that's our 3rd or 4th caution for the night, maybe 4th. Thanks, Blake Garrett, for the like. I really appreciate it. Chad Biesinger also, appreciate it, brother. off and racing. Nope. Well, they were about to get going then. I was like, oh, here we go. But nope. Let's go through the grid, the order once more. Chad Puttable on the front row. Chris Standridge, John Bennett, Michael Muniz, Andrew Williams are the 5. On us, Snyder, Von Mead, Cody B. McDonald, Matt Smith, McAvoy, and Tom Land, Douglas Norton, Jonathan Foxworth, Wayne Bridges, Richard Jackson, and Mikey Mixter are 11 to 16. 16-car field still here. We're at the halfway mark of this race. There are less laps remaining than we have raced. You have a game plan, ladies and gentlemen. Now is the time to execute. John Bennett is a hard charger along with Douglas Norton. Both those guys have moved up 4 positions from their starting position. Half Luck Award seems to be with Tom Land at the moment. He has dropped 8 spots from his starting position all the way down to 13th. Back outside the top 5 here. Cody B. McDonald, Ron Snyder. Of course, qualified up the front, but due to his win last week, had to go to the rear of field for this race. Has got himself in the 7th, so with about 12 laps to go, and our latest caution. See who has crashed though. Might have been a competition caution, maybe. Lap 24, that caution. It's going to be 11 laps to go when we get this one back underway. Another chance. Looks like John Bennett actually got past Chris Standridge coming up, leading up to that caution there. He's moved into 2nd. Chris back to 3rd. Michael Muniz 4th. Andy Williams 5th. Ron Snyder's back in 6th. Cody B. McDonald 7th. 8th. On me, Matt Smith. And Gordon McAvoy. 11 to 16 is Doug Norton, Jonathan Foxworth, Wayne Bridges, Tom Lane, Mikey Mixter, and Richard Jackson. All right, guys, while we're rolling this around for the yellow flag, I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, looks like while I was away, a new caution had come out. Let me have a look and see if we can spot that. I don't think it did. Save one. Green flag coming up. Wave rounds going around there. Lap 7. It's going to be 9 laps remain when we get this one underway. Here we go. Well, John Bennett, because Mikey is Ron Snyder, the top 5. That is where we're going to focus our efforts at the moment. Make it a little bit wider. Motivation from yesterday's mini stocks really keeping Chad motivated there. Douglas Norton, though, the 52, looks like he's come unstuck. Brought out our latest caution. Let's have a look. Oh, look, it just grabbed something and went all the way around. That is not fun. Griff, I don't know if you're still lurking or can hear me, but did you see message I put in Stonecutters? I got very excited when I saw that, but then I looked at the trailer and I was like, I don't know now, I don't know. We're in the dying stages of the Roberts Electric Street Stocks and Knuckleheadz Iracing League here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. Like I said, I've used since Raceway. Right, Chad put a ball off to another restart. He's got 6 laps. Cody B. McDonald that brought him unstuck last yesterday. John Bennett is called the heartbreaker for the exact same reason. So this is going to be very interesting. Chris Standridge also there. Oh no, Chad got loose. Brought out another caution. Might have jinxed him there. Sorry, Chad. I'm sorry, Vic, if you're watching, if I jinxed him. Running through the pits. Unfortunately, not our race leader anymore. That one moves over to John Bennett. Standridge moves up to 2nd. Cody B. McDonald in to 3rd. Michael Manise 4th. Ron Snyder 5th. Pace truck catch up with John Bennett. Lap 32 of 35, 4 laps, 3.5 laps really if we want to be pedantic about it to come. John Bennett off to a great lead off that restart. Chris Andrews 2nd, Cody B. McDonald's 3rd, but he's going to have Mike Manise on the high side near him, along with Ron Snyder. Around that slick. Looks like it's really being a bit of a troublesome slick. But caution has come out. We get to 34. I'm not sure we did in time. Andy Williamson 725 there down below the 22 plane ridges. Got that tail going around a little bit too far. Drives down into the field wall. There's that slick we've been mentioning. It is a beast here in the dying stages of this race. Green and white checkered finish. We're going to get down the straightaway onto the lap 35. That is it. White flag lap. We will have a finish this lap. John Bennett, Christopher Standridge, Cody B. McDonald. That's the top three right there as we come into 3 and 4 for the last time. That will be the finishing order. John Bennett wins, Christopher Standridge second, Cody B. McDonald third, Michael Manise fourth, Matt Smith fifth. Let's get to the full results though. Check them out officially. John Bennett wins, Christopher Standridge second, Cody B. McDonald third, Michael Manise fourth, Matt Smith of course fifth, Ron Snyder sixth, seventh, Jonathan Foxworth, Tom Landis in eighth, ninth, Jordan McAvoy, Mikey Mix, and 11th, Wayne Bridges, 12th and 13th, Douglas Norton and Von Mead, 14th, 15th and 16th, Chad Putterball and Williams, Richard Jackson. Over to the go and have a chat. We'll start off with John Bennett. We got a chat to him yesterday as well. And we'll see who our featured driver is as well. Let's go. All right, that's some great racing. It also wraps up our weekly racing season for our Knuckleheadz Iracing League for this week. We'll be back again Sunday night with the late models and the UMPs. Monday night, of course, the 358s and the mini stocks, and then back to Tuesday for the Roberts Electrical Dirt Street stocks. All right. We have our feature winner in the booth. We had the sponsor in there just giving him some good, kind words of advice, telling him he's sponsored for another race at least. But out of the 5 races this week, John, you've picked up 2 of them. Congratulations.
Yeah, but I backed into this one because Chad kind of stepped on his ding dong there. He had it won.
He did, and it looked like I'm going to take responsibility for this one, just purely because I know he had the motivation from yesterday. Travis's brother, Cody, getting him on that last turn to the finish line. So we knew him coming into this race. He was going to be motivated. He was going to be a different driver. But unfortunately, that slick in 3 and 4, even in a bit of 1 and 2, looked like it was really causing trouble, even for some of you more seasoned professionals.
I was way out of the throttle on the corners and then driving out to just keep it under me. But these other guys were playing a role in him messing up too, because they're all telling him, "Oh, John's behind you. He's got Heartbreaker on his car now." So, and I was like, "I didn't make it. Kent made it, but my car says Heartbreaker." And Chris is like, "Yeah, he's got me multiple times doing that, so don't feel bad if he gets you." And then he ends up spinning himself out. So.
Well, that's part of the responsibility I take because, yeah, I mentioned that the motivation from yesterday, Cody getting him at the line, meant that he was talking he was going to drive that car like it was 20 feet wide tonight, and he certainly did. But then I did notice, obviously, you got yourself past Chris. That seemed to be the main battle for you. A lot of tonight was with Chris. Standridge, but once you got that car past him up into second place, and then obviously issue with Chad giving you the restart, you did not look back. And as we all know, I was the one that originally coined you the heartbreaker, and definitely something real. It's definitely something people need to pay heed to. And but I think it does all the work for you a little bit now. I think people just sort of they know you're there, and that adds just that little bit extra
competitive edge, really.
Yeah, concern on their part, and it's got to be good knowing that. I mean, obviously you've got to keep your driving levels up and that, but it's got to be good to know that just the paint alone has that effect on the guys. They see it in the mirror, or they see it, out of their peripheral, and it does. We've talked to a lot of guys who their heart sinks. It's testament to your ability that the race is not over until that checkered flag waves.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple dirt street stock seasons. I think I haven't really won dirt street stocks in a while, so it's nice to finally get one. And then Josh being away, got to carry the team, but he's got some stuff going on, so I don't know when he'll be back this time. I really don't. It took a couple days to get a hold of him, so best wishes to him and what he's got going, and all these guys. Numbers were down this week, but then everybody kind of showed up and showed out tonight to end the week. So, yeah.
We could have almost had 20 drivers. In fact, they had a couple of guys sort of coming along that discovered you guys late in the racing week, and we're looking to join today, the Sexton boys. I think there's like 3 of them maybe, but didn't. Just a mixed match on the times.
Yep, they were thinking Central Time, and by the time I saw his message, I was like, well, we're all Eastern, but we were already in the heat races, so it was too late anyway. And the only reason I happened to check is because I wasn't in that heat race, and I just happened to look. And I think the Jordan, I put 4 in like within an hour today, so I see that Jordan, I think, was his name. That's the one new one that made it tonight, and then I'm sure the others will show up starting off next week. So,
Jordan,
Yep. We're, by the sounds of it, everybody's glad that we're back. Now we got to figure out makeup races.
That's it.
Sunday and Monday will be easy because we have the off nights, and we're just going to move them. I think the first off night for both of them will be when we make up the race from last week. Dirt street stocks, I have no idea because we took Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve off. We planned them for that, so we can't make them up on that. So there may be, I don't even know if you can broadcast on Wednesdays, but there may be a Monday night doubleheader here a couple times. There may be a dirt street stock race on Tuesday, and then the very next day for 2 weeks just to get them all made up. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. We got a good flexible group, it seems like, and I thought Chris was going to win this. Honestly, I was kind of rolling the bottom early.
Very strong, yeah.
Yeah, and then he kind of, when he discovered the bottom and him and Chad were side by side for the lead, and I'm just kind of riding like, well, I can't do anything. I-55, it's dangerous to even think about 3 wide, much less actually try it. So I was just riding around, and then I was able to finally, he slid up, and I was able to get in there. So, but yeah, Chris kind of showed out. I wish these other guys would stop letting Cody just run through the field when he has to take an EOL. I mean, we can't catch him if he finishes in the top 3 every week. So, man, tough luck for Chad.
Definitely.
Got one stolen last night and tonight, and last week or 2 weeks ago he got one. Cody, I think, stole one from him 2 weeks ago when we raced too. So it's he'll get it. Eventually it'll all come around, and then he'll just be kicking all of our butts probably.
Exactly. It's got a lot of fire under that butt so hard that, he's just going to come running very soon, and going to be great to watch. And, everyone, there's a lot of guys that really had a chance. Mike Manise was up there really putting that pressure on Ron Snyder. Our featured driver of the week, Jonathan Foxworth, was just outside the 5. He was really putting on a good effort as well. I think that, with this long racing season. It's going to allow some of the newer guys to jump in early and pick up and join in. But it's really allowing everyone to have a showing. Different players, look through the points. There's no sort of matching numbers weeks to week in the points. It's not like someone wins and then wins again the next week, except for Cody McDonald the first. Had to go.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to break that streak tonight. I'm sick of seeing him win the dirt street stock. So. I mean, yeah, like it where everybody's getting so much faster. I mean, last night I found out that Vaughn messaged Cody about that was his first ever podium last night in the minis, and I'm like, I don't know why he kept that a secret. We'd all be happy for him. He finished third for the first time, first podium.
Awesome.
Like,
well done,
I wish he would have told us that during the race, but yeah, like, this field is really getting even, and it didn't used to be that way. You used to have like the same 3-4 guys up front, but now it's evened out so much. Yeah. It is almost impossible to come through the field like 358s. Cody had to take that EOL last night, but no caution, so you got a different top five. Where normally, if you can miss the wreck, then your EOL kind of jumps you up through the field because you miss wrecks. But this league's got some drivers, that's for sure.
Less than 0.4 of a second between the quickest and the slowest times. So we're looking at, was it say 14.27, I believe. Quickest, that belongs to Matt Smith in 5th place, and then the slowest time, not to single him out, but 14.70, Richard Jackson, and there's a lot of close times in between all of those. So don't look at positions, look at your race speed, look at those lap times. If consistency will get you there, not wins. So for those guys that are just knocking those 1/10, 2/10 off each week or every couple of weeks, by the time we get to when it's all said and done, you're going to be where it matters. So, it's set up one way at the moment, but I'm confident with the way the season's going to play out and the way some guys get quicker and some guys they don't get slower, but that gap gets a bit shorter between them and other drivers. It's definitely going to come down to, like you said, you were sick the other day, but you got out on the track because of the bonus point. Complete all 28 races, and those points are going to matter. We saw that last season with some bonus point setups where they made the difference into racing and that. So, everyone keep head down, bum up, keep those knuckles wide. Everyone's just a moment away from smashing through their own personal bar ceilings.
Yeah, like it's just all about seat time. And like every week, it seems like it gets harder and harder to pass somebody. Like last week, you might have drove right by them, and then this week, you got to, work at them for 10 laps or something to try to get that spot. So I'm happy that it's done that. We've worked hard to get it where it's at. So, definitely. And actually, we have officially broke 100 league members as of tonight with the 4 new additions.
Congratulations!
So I wanted to let everybody know that we're up to over 100 league members. It's been a long road, but I don't want all of you to come out and try to race at once, because 100 cars on a dirt track, my gosh, I don't even know.
4 or 5 heat races is my limit. We don't want to go farther than that, and then having no, that would be awesome. That would be if we could. If we had to have like C mains and B mains to sort of filter out.
Yeah,
that's a problem you want to have, really, when you think about it as a league
owner. Yeah. And I mean, even if we got to that, we would find a way to make it right in the points to where, you might have missed the show, but you're going to get something. This way, you're not completely out of it. Yeah. So I think, when the season started, that we had like 24 cars in every series. It's like, we might have to run some contests, and if we get any more cars, and then it kind of plateaued there, and then kind of dipped down to where the normal numbers are. So, but then with everything, and like the new guys tonight are like, I missed the start of the season. I'm like, we're 4 weeks in of a 28 race season. Like, just get in. Like, yeah. And with like, being new, they don't know what our points are. I mean, you could come out, win 2 races, and you're right in it. Like, so, anybody that's new, just come race. We got all the way till April before the season ends. So
it's a long one, this one. So no, definitely plenty of room to make some moves and to build that foundation up. That first, I think the first 10 weeks, the first sort of third, so to speak, of this season, I think if you join anywhere in there, you've still got plenty of time to make up, especially as you say, 1 or 2 wins those races, and you're suddenly right in the count. So no, it's going to be awesome to watch and see how some of these newer drivers settle in. We've had a lot of guys come in. Richard Jackson, he's only just sort of came in at the end of last season. We've got mentioned them before, Jordan McAvoy. They're all settling in well. Matt Smith's another one who's not so new, but has started to really settle in and constantly up there in that top 5. Along with Andrew Williams. Andy got caught up in a few crashes tonight, so that was his downfall. But yeah, look, I think if you're sort of looking at this league and going, I reckon I would have done all right if I'd started the season, jump in because there's plenty of time. Obviously, you're going to miss out on some bonus points for the racing of all the races, but if you're a win or 3 in those 10 weeks, you're going to be in the count. You're going to be out. So don't let that put you off.
And them bonus points are going to be a factor, but the guy who does the points, there's only like 3 or 4 guys eligible for them already. Yeah. Like everybody is almost already, each person's almost missed a race. I think myself, Cody, and Wayne are the 3 for sure, and then it's kind of a different guy throughout each series. But yes, like all you got to do is get in. Like
that's the thing. It's the division, not the season. So we're not asking you to race 5 races, 5 groups of 28 races. It's if you like the UMPs, do all 28. If you like the mini stocks, do all 28. It's divisional. So definitely don't feel like you have to race a division you don't like to be able to race a division you do like. If you want to race 1 of the 5, go right ahead. If you want 5 of the 5, more than welcome.
Oh yeah, it's something.
That is.
But I better let you get to Jonathan. He hasn't raced much. He's been in the sessions, but he's just been getting pictures and stuff for us, and then he kind of gets out. He's been busy, so tonight he was actually able to. Yeah. So he was actually able to race tonight. So I'm like, screw it. I'll ask him if he wants to talk to you. Yeah. I know he tried so hard last season, and then you had him on the podcast. So it's like, what the heck? I'll get him in here again. But I think you've basically almost gone through everybody at this point. So
I think we have. I think it's been a great system. It really is. It's good, and it allows us that if we do have new guys coming in, that we get to meet them early in the piece, even if they haven't necessarily come out and blown us all away and won the race or whatever. So it's a great format, and I look forward to still getting to talk to some of the guys we don't necessarily always get to talk to. So it's a good system.
I know you're going to get Wayne. Wayne does not even want to be asked to talk to you, so you're probably not going to get Wayne. He's not into the whole broadcast and talk to the broadcaster thing. He's like, I just show up, race, and then Wayne usually goes, okay, I'm going to have some ice cream and watch TV with my wife. So
I've been given the heads up about Wayne in the past, where it's like, don't take it personally. It's just something he doesn't do. He's not really interested in getting to know people or people getting to know him. Just comes, does his business, and continues on. And look, that's why we love you, Wayne. We'll get you in the booth one day. You'll win a race. You'll have to be in it one day. You watch.
Yep. He's even told us as when he was the police chief there years ago that he's like, I used to hate talking to the media. So it's stemmed back from a long way. So enjoy your ice cream, Wayne. I hope it tastes good.
Definitely. Now, before we let you go, you've been carrying the J&J Motorsports team. You've got the boys helping you with the league while Josh is dealing with life. Friends, family, sponsors, who do you need to give a shout-out to make all that possible?
As always, my old lady, my kids, but especially her for letting me race. She goes, go ahead and race. I'll watch all the shows that you hate. So thanks to her for that.
I love your wife as well. That's awesome.
Tom at MotoWare, he couldn't afford for me to not run his advertisement because he stinks. So at least I get it to the front of the field. But Kent for this paint. This actually is not a Mike Manise paint. This is a Kent McLean paint this time, and he's the one that I did not know about the heartbreaker crap going all over it. So thanks for that. And Wayne, Travis, Dawson, and Kent are actually Travis, Dawson, and Kent are actually in race admin. So thanks to them for helping out, taking some load off too during the races, and then all these guys that come out make it a good show, and hopefully you're getting all the views you need and growing, and we're growing. So, and that's it.
Definitely. No, look, I say this every week. I shouldn't say too much because you'll catch on eventually, but I have the easiest job in the world. You've got a great collection of drivers over the 5 divisions. Every race is exciting. It's great. You can have a laugh about it afterwards. Chad in Discord last night talking about yesterday's race. It's not something people take personally and really beat themselves up with. It's a fun place, and people just recollect, leave that race, last week or yesterday, and then move on to the next one. So, big ups to you guys. It's one of the easiest jobs I've had calling. Fun to watch. Oh.
Oh yeah, and I didn't realize Tom started next to me in the feature. I'm surprised that we didn't have a little lap one wreck between us. That's usually what happens when we're near each other. So.
It is. I did notice that, and it was a very clean start from you two, be behaving yourselves for a change. So that's nice. All right,
Oh yeah.
I better move on to Mr. Foxworth, and we'll talk to you. Well, we'll see you again on the screen Sunday night, but we'll talk to you again sometime soon.
Yep. See you.
See you, mate. Bye. All right, that was John Bennett, our winning driver here tonight. Our featured driver finished 7th. Is affectionately, pardon me, a bit of a burp hiccup there. Is affectionately known as our B Main Bandit. We haven't run a B Main. I think he gave himself the B Main Bandit tag. Not sure if those two are connected. Was a guest. We have spoken to him before on the Bob Show. Jonathan Foxworth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. Great racing out there. It is a tough field. We've seen it all week. The front five, the front three, very competitive, but I'm seeing it a lot from about 4th place to about 8th or 9th back. That middle sort of pack of the 10 seems to be where the real competition is. You've got guys who just aren't quick enough to sort of start on the front row, but are quick, and then you've got guys who, like Cody McDonald, who will go to the back and have to race their way back up through you, and a lot of mix. That slick came in very, very early tonight at I-55. How close was that race to what you plan to do versus sort of modifications? Are there any sort of quick changes you had to make along the way in terms of preferred lines or patience like that?
Well, since I got in that wreck on lap 2, I kind of put myself behind the 8 ball. So I went to the back and I just worked out good. I tried to follow Cody. But then once he got 2 to 3 cars in front of me, we had those 4 or 5 cautions right there, and he would slowly inch up, and then I couldn't keep up with him. I was stuck behind a couple of cars. I didn't really want to push the issue, and then everybody's like, the bottom's coming in, so then everybody went to the bottom. So it was kind of like, well, I got to figure out a way to get around them without roughing them up.
Now, only 3 cars on the track managed to achieve a speed faster than 85 miles per hour. The average seemed to be more closer to that 79, 80 mile per hour mark. You were one of them, 87 miles per hour. Both yourself and Chad, 85 for Douglas Norton. That was your top speed. What do you attribute that to? Just patience, momentum, a high line? Where do you think those speeds are coming from?
Uh, I think it was a little momentum and patience. I mean, if you could get in the corner and get it slowed up enough to get it to rotate, you could get back on the gas and really gain on somebody down the straightaways, but then you kind of had to slow up a little bit getting in so you didn't run over them. Or if you overshoot the corner and go try to run higher line or up high, you were opening up the bottom. So if the person behind you got to run, then you pretty much we're screwed either way. So just keep the momentum up and stay it to the bottom.
Yeah, and that looked a little bit harder for some of the guys. We were watching John and Chris, and they were barely trying to get that right rear into the bottom of that slick. They come in low. We saw some guys look like they get a bit loose, and in hindsight, you find out that if they just held it as it was, it would have straightened up on exit. But a little bit of an oversteer and turning down into the track. Obviously, as you mentioned, that loss of momentum would cause some cars to almost run over them, or you'd have to come up a bit higher and hope that no one else was sort of avoiding them that way. But I-55, I think, puts on some really good racing like that, because it's not about just racing and gaining spots. You have to sort of be patient for those 3-4 laps, build that momentum, and even then you sort of can't fire. You've still got to sort of wait for that other guy to make a mistake, or to if there's 3 options, don't pick the best one. Okay, option, just sort of work with it, like you say. If they have to force themselves up high and that person behind them can see that, they can set a bit lower and come low, then there was some options. And I think I like it when the track's like that, because I feel like it does it keeps you on your toes the whole time, and you have to be smart, and it just produces fun, great racing for me on the broadcast, at least. I'm not sure what it's like down there on the track, whether it's white knuckle and a little bit scarier, but it never fails to be a good race, especially the street stocks. I consider the Roberts Electrical Street Stocks the premier competition for the Knuckleheadz Iracing League. Some of you guys might think the UMPs are the one, or the late models. Everyone has their favourites. For me, it's the dirt street stocks, and it's one of those ones where I really believe the top 10, the top 5 is never truly set until that checkered flag is waved, because anything can and happen as we track. So big ups for you for getting yourself back into that top 10 and almost back into that top 5, my man. Have a look there. You actually finished 3 spots up. I think you started in 10th, finished 3 spots up. Hard Charger was 6. Mikey mixed us. So there's a few of I think 2 to 3 positions gained or lost seem to be the average for every driver out there. And that, as I say, that's just a testament to you guys, that one-on-one, that positional racing that you guys do, with guys racing in 9th and 10th as if it was for 1st and 2nd. So it's big ups to you guys for putting on an awesome show and not leaving anything until that checkered flag. Before we let you go, man, end of the racing week. We'll see you again Sunday night. We hope to talk to you again sometime soon. But before we let you go, are there any friends, family, sponsors that you need to give a shout out to making this possible?
Yeah, my wife, she takes care of the kids while I come in here and do this, and then my buddy, they're trying to recoup from the hurricane, but he's one of my sponsors, MTR Farms. He's a big cotton and peanut farmer, so, and then just everybody that helps out. PD Graphics, he wraps all my cars, so does a good job. I may not show it, but at least I look good.
That you do. You definitely never miss the black and red 29 on it. The track, it definitely stands out and looks great. That wrap work up on the screen now. All right, my man. Well, look, congratulations on being today's featured driver. Always awesome to talk to some of the guys we don't get to talk to. As John said earlier, we did have you on the Bob Show, one of our first few guests. So that was awesome to have you in the booth again. We will have you anytime we can, man. So hopefully the next one is podium finish, and wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Have a
Thank
good one.
you. You too. All right, that was our featured driver of the week, Jonathan Foxworth. All right, that wraps up our racing week for the Knuckleheadz Iracing League. They'll be back on Sunday night, as I said, with the UMPs and the late models, and we'll do that all over again. I'm just having a quick scan on Twitch to see if there's any iRacing guys out there. Guy broadcasting. No, he's not in line. Not online. No, it's follower only chat. Nathan Waddle. This is a guy that I know of as broadcaster. Yeah, he hosts the Plum Wild podcast. Former Pro Series driver. Looks like we might be able to go check him out. So, why doesn't anyone ever let me raid them? Try again. No, it's not letting me raid. Why? All right, look, I have to run. Thanks for coming out.